Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It is February the 27th, and we're beginning our readings today in the passage in chapter 26. As a new generation prepare to enter the promised land, a number of things are essential. First, the children of Israel are to be counted, and secondly, there needs to be a change of leader. Once the plague had ended, the Lord spoke to Eleazar, the new high priest, after the death of Aaron, saying, "Take the sum of the children of Israel from 20 years upward." And when they did so, Reuben, the tribe of Reuben, was 43,730. Now this was 43,730 soldiers, men of war. In Simeon it was 22,200. In Gad it was 40,500. In Judah it was 76,500. In Issachar it was 64,300. In Zebulun 60,500. In Joseph's two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, in Manasseh there was 52,700, and in Ephraim there was 32,500. In Benjamin there was 45,600. In Dan there was 64,400. In Asher 53,400. And in Naphtali 45,400. The tribe of Levi were not counted, and they were given, and no land was given to them, and they were never considered to be soldiers at war. This gave a total of 600,830. Now that's men of war, that's people able to fight. And then the Lord told Moses how the promised land was to be divided between the tribes. The actual portioning of the land was decided by the casting of lots. All this took place in the plains of Moab, near to the Jordan River, opposite Jericho. All the children of Israel that had rebelled against the Lord were buried in the wilderness, except for two men, Caleb and Joshua. Having decided the portioning of the land, the Lord next explains how the land is to be kept in each family. The book of Ruth is all about how the land and the inheritance is restored to the succeeding generations. And then we have an interesting incident. The daughters of Zelophehad come to Moses with a complaint. They were of the tribe of Manasseh. They stood before Moses and Eleazar. This must have been a humbling experience for Eleazar, who had taken over from his father Aaron. The princes of Israel and all the people of Israel gathered too. They said that their father died in the wilderness without a male heir. He was not part of the rebellion of Korah, but he died of his own sin, being part of the generation that perished. They said, "Why should our portion of inheritance perish just because our father had no sons?" Moses brought this case before the Lord, and the Lord replied that what they were saying was right, and that they are to have an inheritance along with the other families of Israel. This not only solved a problem for these women, but it set a precedent in Israel in which if a husband or a son died, or if the family had no male heirs, then the continuation of the family inheritance continued through the females of the family. This is exactly what happened in the case of Naomi and Ruth, both of whose husbands died. The Lord says that a near kinsman can redeem it and repossess the land. Then the Lord told Moses to go up the mountain to view the land. The Lord explains that he would not be able to enter the land because of his rebellion at Meribah in Kadesh. Moses asked the Lord to set a man before them as a leader of the children of Israel, so that they will not be like sheep without a shepherd. The Lord said, "Take Joshua, a man in whom is the Spirit, lay hands upon him and put him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, give him a solemn charge in their sight. Moses was to honor him so that the children of Israel might honor him. Eleazar will stand with him using the Urim. He will have complete authority over Israel. And so we see the seriousness of being a leader of God's people. Now, the passage today is really something which most Christians would find very boring, and that's because it's a list of names. But of course, for the children of Israel, this was not in the least bit boring. This was for them very, very, very important. They could trace their family tree. They could trace their family inheritance. They could trace their family wealth, which obviously was linked to the land. They could trace it through the family line. That is what this is all about. It's also very interesting that the Lord did not allow Moses to go into the promised land. Now we know it was because he had sinned at Meribah. However, there's a greater point than this. You see, the law was able to separate Israel from the nations, and Moses, as representative of the law, was able to get them out of Egypt. But the law couldn't take them into blessing. That's the point. Joshua, he is a type of Christ. He is a sort of a living embodiment, a living picture of what Christ can do. He can get them into blessing. That's the point. Now my password is in verse 16 down to verse 19. Let me read it for you. Moses says, "Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which will go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd." Now immediately we realize what John chapter 10 is all about. The Lord Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd." He is claiming the authority as the sole leader of Israel. Now verse 18 says, "And the Lord spake, and the Lord said unto Moses, Take thee Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay thine hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight." So Joshua then became the leader of the children of Israel at the instigation of the Lord to replace the lawgiver. He became the leader. He became the one that would lead the children of Israel into blessing. Well, God bless you. It's great to speak to you, and I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.